Okay, so let's go download some data from elsewhere. So I'm going back to my earthquake catalog here. Just to warn you, I chose a 5-year period. If you land up going here and clicking on search for the data and you get an error saying you've got too many earthquakes, I think there's a limit of 20,000. You might have to go back if you've got more than that and come here and reduce the number of years so you don't get as many earthquakes. It's not in many areas. It's not in all the areas, sorry, but in some of them where there's a lot of earthquakes, it can be a problem. So let's go here to Draw Map. And I want to zoom out. I'm clicking the minus button. Sorry. And I'm taking away my current blocks or rectangles. I click on this remove rectangle button and I click again because I want to add a rectangle. And I'm going over here just east of Australia, north of New Zealand, and I'm drawing a block over this subduction zone. And I'm saying use this region. And let's go down and see what it looks like on the map, just to check if there's earthquakes there. Even here, it will give you an error if there's too many earthquakes that are going to load. And you can see here it says earthquakes loading. So we just give it a bit of time. There are a lot of earthquakes in this region. You can see here how many there are. So we do know we're getting earthquakes. So let's go back and change this from map to CSV and go to search. And it should download it for you. And obviously the bigger the file, the longer it's going to take to download. Let's quickly just look at our data. I'm going to open it up in Excel. Remember, highlight column A, and then go here to the data tab and say text to column, next, and make sure comma is highlighted, and then click finish. So I'm just looking at my magnitude, so a lot of magnitude 4s, some 5s. The 4s and 5s, which I mean we expect, those are the common numbers. But you can see here for depth, we've no longer got lots of 5s and 10s, we've got even bigger values here, which is a subduction zone, and we expect values down to at least 600-700 kilometers depth, because that's how deep these slabs can go. So this is what our data looks like. Let's go plot it up in Colab. So what you do is you go back to Colab, to the script that we had for South Africa. We scroll all the way back to the top. Remember, we don't have to click here for this heading. We don't have to click for this next tab because all of these are loaded already, these libraries. So we're going to go to the third one here. Interestingly, it says number 2 next to it. So there's no number next to this one because it's just a heading. It's not actual script. I go next to the number 2. I push the play button and it reloads this choose file. And I click on it. And I found this latest file I downloaded, this query 5. I click open, it loads it in for me. It's going to take a bit longer because there's a bit more data. I forgot to look how many earthquakes we actually have in this region. A lot. If I scroll all the way down, 16,000, good heavens. Okay, so that is loaded in. Remember, we don't really have to click anything here. So let's tell it to extract the different columns. It's okay with that. Now let's do the plot. So this might take a bit. So I'm just going to pause it while it's doing it. Ah, that didn't take long. So let's go down and see our plot. Okay. And something's gone wrong. And so I try to get it to automatically focus in on where the earthquakes are, but it doesn't. Sometimes it causes trouble, but that's okay because it's an opportunity to learn how to use AI to fix the code. So you can see it's plotting here off the coast of Australia, but the zoomed in map, for some reason, and it did with me last time, it zooms into South America, so it's actually zooming in this region here. So we need to get it to move the data. Move the map so that it focuses in on the data. And the reason why I'm not sharing this code with you is because not everybody's going to want to focus in on this region. And so, yeah, it seems to be, in my opinion, it seems to be the fact that it's on it wants to focus in on Africa, and that's probably just how my bias. But because this is 180, it was struggling with the, if you know anything about maps, with the projections. So I'm trying to give you the most generic code that then you can go and change. So let's click here. On this top right, you can see, and I hope it shows up for everybody, this feature here is, it says available AI features, and this is Gemini, which is Google's AI. And if you click on it, it says explain code, and we're going to click rather on transform code because we want to change our code. So you can see it says, what can I help you build? So I'm going to type here, please change both maps to focus in on the majority of earthquakes, which is around 180 degrees. And then you click enter, or you click the send button, and you can see it's working. We just wait for its response. This one can take a bit. Maybe I'll pause just while we wait for it. Okay, so not too bad. So it says, I'll modify the code to center the both maps around 100 degrees longitude. Do you all want to accept this and run the code? Just accept and not run it, or cancel. I'm going to click accept and run and see if it actually solves our problem. Last time around, I had to do this a few times. Last time I didn't say 180 degrees, and it took quite a while to get there. So let's see if it manages it now. So it says it's run up here, but it says here it's still working on it. So let's scroll down and see if our picture's changed. Okay, so even though it says it's working here, it has actually moved our maps, and we've got the zoom in over here. So it's jumping back to the beginning, so it's just said that. And yeah, I'll adjust the map. I'm not sure why I'd taken us back, but we can give it a thumbs up to know that it worked. So it's showing you here, from what I understand, what did and didn't work. So sometimes it hits errors and then it tries other things. So let's close this. From what I understand, the red didn't work, and so it tried the green. Sometimes it says it at the bottom. No, it said it last time to me in the window that one thing hadn't worked, so it tried something different. But let's look at our maps here. So this is, we've got New Zealand in the south, and there's a subduction zone to the north. So here's the North Island of New Zealand, and you can see that the depths on the earthquakes are getting larger from east to west. That must mean the slab is subducting towards the west. Size of earthquakes, you can see there are some smaller ones in here, getting larger in this direction. So all in all, a very seismically active zone. You are welcome to come here and play around with some of these limits. If you want to reduce the amount of earthquakes that are being plotted, you can equally change the number of years. But this is how you could go and do it for a plate boundary. So you would now need to go and do this and draw a rectangle on your region where you have your plate boundary to see what earthquakes it gets. If you end up getting only one earthquake, try increase the length of time that you're looking at. Yeah, and see how it goes.